very special treat today. We have four wonderful individuals up here to my left, and they have volunteered to share with you some of the great things that are happening with the services that they receive or they provide. And what I want to do is I'm going to introduce each person, and then Patty and I are going to be facilitating the discussion with the panelists. Okay, I think we're good. Let's see if we need anything else. Okay, so first gentleman right here, his name is Stephen Frock. He is a participant of our ACAP program. And then we have Lindy Mishler. She is the director of the Adult Supports Coordination with FBR and the director of the Adult and Community-Based Services with ARI. Then we have Michelle Middlemiss. She is an adult autism waiver participant. And then we have Patty Middlemiss, who is Michelle's mother. So I'm going to pass things over to Patty, but yeah, I know some people are just filtering in.
As Amy said, we'll be passing the mic back and forth and having a conversation with our panelists. And again, I'd like to just reiterate how happy we are that they agreed to join us and to be with us. It was nice talking to the panelists on the phone and sending emails back and forth, and also having lunch with one another. So really happy that you're able to be with us today, and it was nice to meet and spend more time with you earlier. I also just want to mention before we begin that the panel is for a certain length of time. We'll be here together for about an hour and 15 minutes. We may not be able to cover everything that people have to share, so we invite you, and the panelists have all agreed to speak with people on a one-to-one basis after the panel is over. So if you have questions in your mind or the panelists have things that they want to share with somebody in particular, feel welcome to do that after the panel discussion is over, and we'll do it in that way. As Amy said, she and I will take turns asking questions, and we'll go in that fashion, okay? So let me just first begin by addressing our first question to Michelle. So, Michelle, one of the things I'm interested to know is if you can just tell everyone a little bit about yourself, kind of like where do you live and some of your interests.
I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania with my mom and dad. I'm a teacher's assistant, associate's degree level, and I'm hoping to go back to my bachelor's degree in literature.
I know over lunch, Michelle was talking about her interest in writing as well, so maybe she'll get to that a little later, but she has a strong interest in English and writing as well. Now, before receiving services, Michelle, about 2.5 years ago, I think you began services, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So before receiving services 2.5 years ago, how were you spending your day, and what was your life like at that time?
I was really getting depressed. I was caught up in my bed a lot. I just gave up on a lot of things because I had no help. I had no, except for my family, I had no backup. Nobody was believing that I had as many disabilities as I did. I was just not doing so good. The waiver has given me a chance of trusting me again, really.
Okay, great. Thank you, Michelle.
Okay, Steve, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where do you live? What are some things that you like to do?
Well, I live in Spring City, which is in northern suburbs of Chester County. It's between Thiensville and Pottstown, which is in Montgomery County, and everything. Can you repeat the second point of the question?
What are some of your interests?
Well, I'm back. Well, I'm back bowling. I'm retired, but I'm back from bowling again. Just after a 6-month layoff, because after last year I retired from bowling. But when I saw one of my rivals, my best friends, win one of the biggest tournaments that he emailed me and everything. After saying and everything, I got affected. He emailed me. He told me get back into it and thanks to him, I got back into it, and racing. I just broke my first 300 game ever. Wow.
So how long have you been an ACAP?
About 3.5 years.
3.5 years. And what kind of services do you currently receive?
Right now I'm receiving job development skills and everything, and then I'm also after work I'm spending time with the CSP who's with me, helps me in the job within at least an hour, 15 minutes after work, tells me what I did right on the job, and then if I need somebody to talk to, but some support and everything. But when I was and everything, I was unemployed and everything, it was very tough because I was learning how to cook and everything. I didn't want to go out because I was so embarrassed looking everyone in the face.
Great. And in a little bit, I'm going to ask Steve about more to talk about his job. He has a lot of great things to share. But now we're going to hand things back over to Patty.
Yeah, just a question then for Patty, Michelle's mom. Patty, can you kind of share with us, from your perspective as a parent and a mom, how you think the autism waiver has helped Michelle?
Michelle's whole life is different in so many good ways. Her support staff has helped. They've changed her way of living. And before the waiver, Michelle's day was very routine. She'd mainly spend time in a room reading and studying about animals, which were her two main subjects, two interests that was her everyday life. My husband and I were working, and Michelle would just be at home all day, and then I'd get home from work and she'd be just crazy to go out anywhere. She didn't care where. She didn't even care it was with me. And she tried to get a job, but employers seemed to think that you had to know how to run a register, along with all your other duties. And with Michelle's disabilities, she has dyslexia, dyscalculia, Asperger's, ADD, a lot of, she has a lot of skills. She has very high intelligence, and so she was never able to get a job. And she volunteered though at the zoo with animals and in the paleontology lab at the museum. She really had a job there. They recognized her as at her young age that she had she knew every animal, every dinosaur that lived, what they did, and everything about it. But her very good gift is that she's able to explain the help that she needs. And she'd go to her teacher before classes would start, and she could explain what she needed and how they could help her. And because she wasn't able to get the help though, usually they didn't follow through. But she didn't smile enough. She had a lot of ups, mainly downs, and just didn't enjoy the good things in life like I saw, like laughing or going out with people her age. She'd be in the house, with us, and we'd go to a movie or something like that. But I just wanted to, see her with people her own age. And now that she's in the waiver, she has 3 CISs who come throughout the week, and they take her out. They talk to her about all the things that she has in her mind. She likes to debate. She has so many interests. Anything you mention, Michelle can talk about. And it's like court decisions, history, books, whatever. But she used to talk about that carrot dangling, and she couldn't get it. She couldn't grasp it. That was a carrot of success. Couldn't get there. But now, with the waiver, I'm sure it's within her reach.
Thanks, Patty. So, Lindy, from your perspective as a provider now, please share with us your experience with the adult autism waiver in terms of, the influence on the lives of the participants.
Sure. My past experience prior to the adult autism waiver has been in the CSPPD waivers. That's including Independence, OVER, and ComCare. That being said, I actually left the field, went away for about 4 months, and the adult autism waiver drew me back because I noticed that there was such a difference in the way that the services were provided to our consumers. I think that the major difference is the team collaboration provided, as well as the level of involvement that the Bureau has. Within the other waivers, it's been my experience that if a crisis or an issue arises, it's kind of up to the service providers to kind of deal with it on their own. Where with the adult autism waiver, the team is such a passionate amount of advocates for these consumers, and along with our awesome representatives from the Bureau, it just kind of makes it work.
That's great. Thank you.
Let's see, I have a question from Michelle. Now, can you tell us a little bit about your college experience before you came into the waiver?
Okay.
So, before you went to community college.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned before, I tried to get my BA, but there's been incidences where the teachers were wonderful, but proving that I had a disability was just really hard to do. I was just under the impression that I had an unknown cognitive disorder, which then when I was 23, I was finally diagnosed with the ADD. It wouldn't be until I was 29 when I finally got diagnosed with autism. So it would be a lot of difficulties, a lot of tripping over myself, trying to do what I needed to do. And being a lit major, I still got B's and C's, but I just didn't know what to do. I only had the teachers backing me up, no other help. Besides my mom typing all my papers. Literally.
Except she did write them.
Can you tell us about what schools you went to?
I went to Edinburgh and Slippery Rock. Both were very supportive. Well, the teachers were very supportive, even if I had trouble getting staff helping me with other things.
And then I understand that last year, I guess you received
I got my associate's degree as a teacher's assistant.
So at this point, it sounds like you have an associate degree, plus you have other credits.
Yeah, I have over
Towards your
100 and something.
100 and something? Okay.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
really worked.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
okay, very interesting. So what, can you tell us a little bit about what some of your support staff, well, I think it was Heather and Sarah and maybe Emily, what they
Yeah.
did for you in the classroom while you were taking classes at the community college?
Emily helped me, Heather helped me by taking my notes for me. She helped me stay organized, get to classes because I can't drive.
Okay.
So I had somebody besides my parents helping me get to what I needed to get done, so I could go to the community college.
I see, okay. So when you went to Edinburgh and the Slippery
Slippery
Rock,
Rock.
you didn't have that support, and then you came into the waiver and you started
Yeah.
attending the community college, okay?
Yeah.
And then got that support and
Yeah.
completed the program, okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, Sarah and Heather actually went to class with her,
Okay.
and they were there as a support, and so they got to watch and then help later on because they knew what went on in class.
I know some of her staff is here with her today. I know Sarah's here. Is Heather here as well? No, but we're glad that Sarah's here and all your support. Are you interested in looking for work or finding a
Yeah,
job?
I
and
want
what
to be
would
a
that
teacher. I want to be a teacher's assistant. I'm currently looking for one right now.
Okay.
Job. I'm getting some help.
But you're getting some help from job services?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're receiving job services for that. Okay. Great. I have a few more questions for her, if that's okay. Can you tell us a little bit of maybe some other things that the waiver and your staff have helped you work on? I know school was a huge aspect
Yeah.
of it, and you know, a lot of energy and effort went into that, and you've done an excellent job of that. But I understand they've also helped you with other goals
Yeah,
and other things.
they've
So
helped me
you tell us about
remember to wash my hair, to daily activities.
okay,
and,
daily activities.
they're helping me budget, which is a very big one. Helping me with getting out.
Getting out. Okay.
Yeah,
What does getting out look like for you? What's that?
I don't like being in crowds, so the more I'm getting into it, I'm getting used to it. They're
Oh, okay.
helping me in shopping and trying to teach me how to use a list.
Oh, okay, good. Okay. You mentioned shopping and being in crowds, maybe you mentioned that. What strategies do you use, or how have they helped you kind of, let's say, go to the pool area or go to the science center?
I can't go to the science center.
Oh.
But I have a book bag with me at all times that has books in it, comic books. They help me set up a emergency bag. I usually have either one of my stuffed animals or one of my favorite books with me. I also have they help me calm me down.
Okay, so thinking about ways to adapt
Yeah.
and be in those
Basically
settings.
trying to be a chameleon, yeah.
But being comfortable, right, good, okay. Well, thanks, I think that wraps up the question here. Amy, if you wanna.
Thanks, Michelle. And for those of you, Michelle, I know you weren't here when I was talking earlier,
Yeah.
but, it's really great to hear, all of these things that staff have really helped you to do, because that's what we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Was the things that staff can do. So I think that's, hopefully all of you can also be like, yeah, that's exactly what it's about. So Steve, I have a question for you now. So you've held a number of jobs over the years. You've worked at Target, an auto parts store, you've worked at the Ark, and you ran your own courier services.
Good.
So can you tell me and tell all of us, where you work now, what do you do each day at your job?
Well, right now I work at Taylor Gifts. We're based out of our main headquarters in Paoli, Pennsylvania, and then where I work in Pottstown, with our call center. What I do is process orders and process mail orders that come in the mail, that people can order stuff for the catalog or online. Also pick up, do data entry. I also do cleaning. I do file clerk every time it comes to position. I also been offered a new position, which I don't know all the details, which I will be starting tomorrow as well.
And how long have you had this job for?
Can you repeat your question, please?
Sure. How long have you worked there?
Since the beginning of the year, because when I worked at Target, by this time last year I resigned from Target because I had a hard time keeping up with the job and everything, and I was so embarrassed. And then Christmas Day of all job days, I get an email from Craigslist, the position where I'm working now, and then Christmas night I emailed the person who run the position, and then the following day I get a email back, we would come in for an interview. And then I call my job developer, and they're all like, hey, job developer, are you busy right now? He says, well, I'm at my desk, my feet propped on the desk, waiting for 5 o'clock to get here. And everything. Well, can you meet me at Patc at 2:30? Oh, why are you asking? And yes. Well, I got a job interview at 2:30. I said, sure. I give him the address, and I'm all pleased. You meet me, and everything.